Alright, well, it's another chilly December day here in Pennsylvania. And today we're in Jonestown, Pennsylvania, here in Lebanon County. And we're going to go visit an old friend. If you've watched my videos from years ago, you might remember this. This is the old Lebanon to Tremont Railroad Bridge. It was abandoned for quite a few years. But it's, in fact, I remember the first time I visited, I don't know if I made videos back then or not, but I had to park in some development, and I am not sure if I was on private property or not, but I got to the bridge, and like all old railroad bridges, it's pretty cool. But in recent years, they've been building the rail trail through here in Lebanon County. You know, that old, when they turned the old railroad beds into, you know, bike and hiking paths and stuff. And they finally, several years ago, they built the trail to the bridge because part of the old railroad bed had been destroyed because of a development. And I just saw some pictures online where they actually taken the rail trail across the old bridge now. They've kind of made it safe to cross. So we're going to go check it out, because the other times I was there, you know, there was no way I was going to cross it because there's no railroad ties or anything. So we're just going to go check it out again. I was never able to cross it in past years, but, you know, like I said, it is hunting season here in Pennsylvania, deer season. I forget if I mentioned that or not, but rifle season, so I'm kind of staying out of the woods. I don't feel like getting shot, but anyway, so let's quit yapping here. We're gonna pack up and walk on down the rail trail and walk across this old bridge. We might talk about some other things too, we'll see. Who knows what happened. Alright, so we are currently walking south out of Jonestown, just off of, I guess, Main Street. I think I mentioned this section right here is not the original railroad bed. I think the original railroad bed is right up there, but there's a water treatment plant right there right now. Kind of cuts you off from the railroad bed. So this winds around, meets the old railroad bed back up again here. And you can kind of see the development off in the distance too. I think that wiped out a part of the old railroad bed too. But it'll still take us to the bridge. And you can see right here is where we actually meet up with the actual old railroad bed. The rail trail turns and follows the old railroad bed. Here it actually is. Of course, that's where we came from over there. But let's just walk up here a little bit while we're here. You can see how it's all raised up through this kind of wet area. And it just kind of comes up to here, and right ahead of us is the water treatment plant, so that kind of obliterated the original rail bed. Alright, let's turn around and head back to the trail. And to give you a time frame for this bridge and railroad, the bridge was built in 1870 or 1871, depending on which website you read. So that's over 100 years ago. It was operated by a number of different, you know, train companies throughout the years then. I think it was finally abandoned maybe up until the 1980s, I think, because this railroad bed goes up into Swatara State Park. It's part of the rail trail that's up there. And I was around in the 80s, and I think Conrail still owned the tracks in the 80s, if I remember correctly. And just up ahead is the bridge. And of course right here's that development. I guess in the old rail bed went that way somewhere, but as you can see, it's all been destroyed. The trail kind of does its own thing here though. But anyway, that's not that important. Let's get up to the bridge here. So this will be cool for me because I've never been here when it's been open like this. Like I said, the first time I came, this bridge there was no rail trail here. Like this paved trail didn't exist. I had to come get here by other nefarious means, busting through brush and stuff. And later years I came here and the rail trail only went up to the bridge, but never across it. But now they've worked on it so you can cross it safely, I guess. Because like I said previously, there was no way to cross it safely. There were no railroad ties or anything on it. It was just all metal. You could tell that people had crossed it because they had graffiti on it, and I think someone put like one of those little rope swings on it too. Alright, here we go. Of course, this is all new. All this fencing. See if there's a trail. You used to be able to go. Yeah, there's still a trail. There's a fishing hole down there. People go swimming down there. I'm not sure if they allow that anymore. Yeah, this is all new. Interesting. And down here's the Swati, the Swatara Creek. And out there's the Route 72 bridge. That's the first place when you go across that bridge, that highway, you can look out this way and see the bridge. That's the first time I remember seeing it. I kind of wondered what it was. All right. And I explored that island before. Supposedly you can find some Native American artifacts out there, but I didn't find anything. And way out along there's some interesting things as well. I might talk about that in a moment. Let's go ahead and get across here first. Yeah, it's really nice actually. I've never been on this side. So there's an interesting and little known fact about this area here in Jonestown, or this particular spot called Bunker Hill. And I have made several other videos about this in the past. I'm not going to go into huge detail about it, but there is an area of volcanics here, a volcano. I got people mad at me in the past for bringing this up because they didn't believe me. But you can look it up for yourself. I'll put it down below. Jonestown Volcanics. If you type that in and Google it, you'll discover some information about it. Don't type in Jonestown Volcano. Jonestown Volcanics. And it's Jonestown, not Johnstown. But over here along the riverbank is the only place in Pennsylvania where you can find lava deposits. Obviously not fresh lava, but solidified lava deposits. And so it's called pillow lava. It means it was formed underwater. So at the time that this volcano occurred, this part of Pennsylvania was underwater. Regardless of what your beliefs are about Earth's past, at this point in time it was underwater. And I have collected some of that over there. I kayaked up here once and collected some. It's out there, out along the banks up there. But there are a number of sources online that mention those lava deposits. They are there. It's kind of an interesting fact, because if you type in, you know, Pennsylvania volcanoes, you'll come up with nothing pretty much. And it wasn't like a, you know, like a cinder cone volcano. It was more just a split in the Earth's crust where a bunch of lava oozed out at one time, or several times in the past. So it's not something recent. I think the first time I made a video, I had some people go off on me and tell me I was an idiot and stuff like that. But the information is out there, so it's kind of interesting. One of those I love those little known facts that a lot of people don't know about and don't talk about. You know, scientists don't. I'm gonna get myself in trouble here, but scientists don't know everything. I get tired when they talk about the past as if they know exactly what happened and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you weren't there to see it, you don't know exactly what happened. Just keep that in mind. All right, we'll let the volcano go. Maybe I'll make a video about sometime in the future. Try to find those lava deposits again. It's pretty interesting. All right, let me continue on down the trail a bit more. I've never been on this end. Not sure how far it goes either, but we'll find out. Well, I'm not going to go terribly far because I do have one other place I want to visit. Alright. And just one other thing about these lava deposits. The land over here is posted. It looks like some people have made a trail that goes up there, but there are more posted signs up above, so I don't recommend you come out here and go that way to find the lava deposits. When I did, I kayaked down the Sotara Creek and went out that way. And the lava deposits were along the bank, so that's what I did. You can kind of see a little trail going up there, so just a reminder that that land is posted in case you have a mind to come out here yourself and look for it. Yeah, they even have other signs here, respect adjacent landowners, because it's private property on either side of the trail. Alright, so there is a stream that runs underneath here, so there is an old culvert, stone-lined culvert underneath here. You can see the top of it down here. So I think we're going to go check it out. This side of the rail trail is not posted. That doesn't mean it's not private property, but it's not posted, so unlike this side, which is heavily posted. So I'm going to venture on down there, get a closer look at it. So here's what it looks like from the bottom. Nice old stone culvert, most likely from 1870 as well. This one I've never seen before. Alright, just want to come down here and get a quick look at it. Gonna head back up to the trail now. So here it says end of the trail, although it looks like this gravel thing goes on, so I'm not sure what's going on. But over here is the rail bed itself, would go on this way through that brush. Because right there's the rail bed. It would come straight this way. This little road veers off that way. Of course, there's no trespassing signs in their private property, which is kind of interesting, because I know when as they were developing this trail, they ran into issues with landowners. Even to the point where they had to do some court battles about the rail trail. The thing with these old railroad beds is that if you buy land with an old railroad bed on it, more than likely that railroad right of way does not belong to you. It actually belongs sometimes to the railroad company or to what they call a holding company. A company that the railroad I guess sells it to a holding company, and they just hold on to the land until something happens to it. So you don't own the rights to the land that the railroad bed is on. Now if it's a really, really old railroad bed, you probably own the land outright, but they had issues with that. I guess some people bought some land and they thought it was all theirs, and then the county's like, we're gonna put a rail trail through here, and they're like, no, this is our land, and the county's like, actually no, it's not. And you might disagree with me on that, but that's kind of the way it is. The county of Lebanon here bought the land from the holding company, so it's county land, even though some of the landowners don't think it is. So like this private property sign is not actually accurate. But anyway, that's the way it is, unfortunately. Alright, well, at this point I'm going to turn around, head back, make my way back up to the bridge. I had read that the trail ended here, but I wasn't sure how far. I want to see it for myself how far it went. Alright, well, I'm going to head, like I said, I'm going to head back, and at some point I'll say bye to you. Actually, I'll say bye to you now. I don't expect to see anything new on the way back. I do plan on making another interesting video today in a cemetery. It's kind of gruesome, but kind of an interesting story that I came upon. But anyway, I'll see you in that video. Thanks for watching.